So I'll just give you guys some tips, I guess, because whatever, if you're watching. So what I mean by leading with my crosshair is like when I'm coming around a corner, my crosshair is like this, so I don't have to fully come around the corner to hit somebody. If I'm pieing the corner like this, right? Like I never come out like this. I'm always leading with my crosshair like this. Like it works easier on this side of the body. Like I can hit somebody. Like I'm well behind cover right here. And the same with this side. So when I'm moving through the map, I'm splitting everything in half with cover. Splitting the screen in half with covers. No matter what. I'm maneuvering towards cover, or I'm already behind cover, and I'm working around cover like that. I'm leading with my crosshair, I'm playing my crosshair, and I'm doing that with other guns too, not just the Hades or the chopper. I'm doing it with guns that I can ADS because I'm paying attention on my crosshair, centering, right? Because it's easy to play cover like this because I can automatically be close to cover when I'm ADSing. If I'm paying attention on my crosshair, see what I mean? I can move in and out of cover very quick because I'm just simply paying attention to my crosshair. I'm playing my crosshair. I'm leading with my crosshair. If you watch any good players, this is simply what they do. This is all they do. This is all there is to it. Once you get good at this, you'll be a good player. You do have to practice movement, aim, of course, but this is a major factor because everything else plays into this. Everything else that you learn falls into play with this. Good aim and movement, it comes from centering. Everything is based around centering. See, I'm shooting and I'm moving back into cover like that. I'm never exposing myself too much. You see a lot of people, they'll just go barreling around a corner like this. They usually die. They're not paying attention and keeping their crosshair close to cover like this. I'm not saying you have to be super slow and pie a corner like you're a fucking SWAT guy or something. But just pay attention to where your crosshair is on the screen. Now, if you're playing like more of a milsim game and there's no crosshair, you can kind of feel where the crosshair would normally be. You know where the center of your screen is, so it's kind of the same principle, but it's just a little bit more difficult because you don't have an actual crosshair on your screen. Like if you're playing Arena Breakout. Like when I play Arena Breakout, I have to imagine there's a crosshair. I kind of feel where the center of the screen is. So when I ADS, it just goes right there. So that's what it is. That's how I become good using these weapons, where I can just essentially hip fire. Yeah. I don't know what else I can tell you guys. You want to see my settings and stuff? This is my 4-finger claw. I play on an iPad Pro 2020, 11-inch. So it's a 4-finger claw setup. This is I don't use aim assist because I just think it's like cheating, basically. I mean, I think you should learn how to micro adjust. you know, I think you should learn how to micro adjust. You shouldn't have to rely on the system to do that for you. So this is all my settings. I'm not going to explain everything. I'm just going to go through it. You know, I don't want to bore you guys to death or anything. .65 FOV. If you use 70, it's technically right in the middle because it's like 51 and 90. 70 is exactly in the middle if you want to be mathematically correct about your FOV, but I like to have it just a little bit more for a little bit easier for longer range, although it's not much difference. I just like to have it a touch more telephoto zoomed in. Okay, I'll just go back to here. Okay, where was I? So I explained that, and this is my graphics, obviously frame rate 120, because I got an iPad 2020. It can handle frame rate 120, so obviously that's what I want to use, right? Low graphic quality, because the graphics are still really nice. Realistic scope. Blah 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 blah. Sensitivity, fixed speed. I use quite high sensitivities. Firing the same. Gyro a little bit slower. However, 50 gyro is exactly like if you were to stand straight and do a 360 with your body. That's 50, so that's like natural to use like a 50, but I use 55 as just a little bit more. It's what I've settled on after playing around with gyro for super long, and that's just what I settled on, and the same for all the rest of the scopes. The turning sensibility I turned down to 82, but on gyroscope fire sensitivity I use the vertical turning sensibility. I turn it to 100 so I can control recoil, but I use 82 on this one, so it just helps, it just makes the screen not so shaky, you know, so that's all. Okay. I use a sensitivity that allows me, a camera sensitivity that allows me to do a swipe jump 360 like this. And I can easily turn around like really quickly. You should be able to do a jump swipe 360 really quick. That's how you know what your sensitivity is good. And for that, I believe it is, yeah, it's 260. So, but this is on an iPad Pro 2020 11-inch. And this is me just using my gyro. That's about how much I can adjust comfortably, which is more than enough for good micro adjustments.